Here's a New Year message for you to send. Earth is protected by me and my mates, this year and every other. Here we go!
Chris Chibnall's era of Doctor Who has been widely regarded as controversial, to say the least. From Series 11 being a step down in terms of the quality of the show to Series 12 feeling almost like it's created by a completely different creative team. There's a lot of controversy circling around in and around the Doctor Who community, especially considering this era. And I wanted to have a little bit of a conversation about my thoughts on this whole controversy, if you want to call it a controversy. So, Doctor Who has had controversies in the past. It's had stuff in the classic era. I can't go much into detail about the classic era. I know I believe it was the last showrunner in Classic Who deliberately tried to get the show cancelled because he just didn't want it on the air anymore, and that was one of the bigger controversies in Classic Who. Obviously, everybody has had their opinions on how Moffat ran the show, his writing, what he did with Clara, what he did with the 12th Doctor, Gallifrey, Hellbent. There's a ton of controversy around there, but I feel like the controversy surrounding Doctor Who has never been more talked about, especially going into Chibnall's era and since Jodie was cast as the Doctor. And I don't want to point fingers or say anything about, say if it's sexism or if it's anything surrounding that, because I'm not sure 100% of the time that it is. There are some legitimate criticisms surrounding the show, and that's what I kind of wanted to delve into. I'm hoping for this to be more of a chill commentary, so if you just want to, if you want to tab out and watch do something else whilst you're listening, that's absolutely fine. So, I guess I want to start with Series 12. That is, basically, there's nothing in Series 11. The only thing, there's nothing in Series 11 that you could say was controversial apart from the casting of the 13th Doctor and Jodie. But going into Series 12, there was a lot riding on this series, and largely I felt it fixed a lot of the issues Series 12 came out with. It fixed the 13th Doctor. A lot of people see her as the Doctor now. I still heard the Doctor since Resolution, but that other people, it took Spyfall and The Haunting of Villa Diodati, Fugitive of the Jadoon, all of those sorts of episodes to really get fully on board with her. I felt the writing on Yaz was fixed, Mandy Gill was given a lot more to do this series, so that's been fixed. The writing as a whole, I think 9 out of the 10 stories, yes, 9 out of the 10, I enjoyed Praxeus, Can You Hear Me? But 9 out of the 10 stories were solid, they were sound, they told a good story. But obviously you had that one, or you have your Orphan 55 in this series. Every series has 1 or 2 episodes that maybe stick out and they're not as high a quality, and that's come to expect it. But the biggest controversy surrounding Series 12, I'm just gonna rip the band-aid right off, it's probably The Timeless Child. This is something people widely regard as canon changing, which it is, it isn't, it's really a perspective thing, like all of Doctor Who has been. Doctor Who, I put tweets out about all of this in the past, but Doctor Who has largely been a choose your own canon kind of show. You can choose not to think that The Timeless Child is canon, you can choose to think that stuff that happened surrounding the Region Meta Crisis Doctor, the 12th Doctor, the 11th Doctor. You can pick your own canon with the show. It's not something that Doctor Who's never. It's followed obviously the strict progression of Doctors. Well, to an extent now, but it's largely followed that. But not everything everything changes, or some things change, some things don't change. So going from Moffat to Chibnall's Who, certain things were dropped, certain things were decanonized, certain things were canonized, like the Morbius Doctors were now canonized in Chibnall's Who. but they weren't in Moffat's Who, or Russell's Who, or anything before or after the Morbius Doctors. So honestly, Doctor Who has always been one of those shows where anything can be canonized and decanonized at any point. And there's no saying that this whole Timeless Child thing, it might go away as soon as Chris Chibnall leaves. The next showrunner might look at what Chibnall did, like, no, I'm not really a fan of how you've done the Doctor there. I'm going to, I'm going to change this, and I'm going to make it so the way I want to run the show. And that's how it's been. The Meta-Crisis Doctor wasn't canon until Moffat made it canon. Not even Russell wanted to canonize that, so it's honestly, Doctor Who's down to the people writing the show at the time, what they want to canonize. So at the moment, sure, The Timeless Child is canon, that's what's happened, that is the Doctor's current origin story. But that could change. Doctor Who is always in flux, and that's the thing I've always loved about the show. It's never, not everything is going to be the same going between series to series, showrunner to showrunner. And I think this adds a layer of beauty to the show in a way. And surrounding the Timeless Child, I don't think that it's ruins the show. I don't think that it's ruined the Doctor. I don't think it's broken any kind of canon. If anything is added to it, there was obviously the Morbius Doctors had been in Doctor Who before, so the whole argument that Chris Chibnall just pulled this out of nowhere is. There's no foundations to that, but the Timeless Child has added a whole new layer of depth to the Doctor. It's given her a more mysterious backstory. We know that she was founded and she was raised, experimented on, and that's how the Time Lords got their regeneration, and that's how they came to become the Time Lords, and that's fine. That is just adding more to the mythos of the Time Lords. We had known for a very long time, since the show started, that the Time Lords, that wasn't their race name, that was what they called themselves. Even Capaldi's referenced that it's something that they call themselves to make them seem a higher presence of being than everybody else, which was something that Chris Chibnall explored during Timeless Children. The Time Lords or the Gallifreyans wanted a creation myth, and so they came up with the concept of the Time Lords, and that is how the Time Lords were born. The Doctor is, and still is, a Time Lord. She was the original Time Lord, so to speak, because she was the original regeneration. So that's not changed. The only thing that's changed, and I'd say changed in quotation marks, if anything, because if you're looking back at older episodes and using what's canon now, I don't think that's the way to go about it, honestly, because, like I said, canon changes between showrunners. So you think about the 10th Doctor, when he's going on in the Voyage of the Damned, when he's going, I'm the Doctor, I'm from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Castabris. That is his reality. That is his own canon, that is his own reality that he believes. And that is the canon and reality that you buy into when you watch that episode. You should not be taking anything that comes after that as canon for that episode, because it's not. It's in its own era. That's why we have different eras of Doctor Who. Now, if you wanted to say anything going forward from Series 12 is, that's that Doctor's reality, that's the 13th Doctor's reality, and sure, yeah, you can not like the Timeless Child going forward from Series 12, that's absolutely fine, but I don't think that we should be applying the Timeless Child to the Doctor going right the way back to that era, because sure, we saw the Doctor's origin story, we saw the Doctor's regenerations when she broke free of the Matrix, we saw a flashback of all of her lives, but still, that is still the 13th Doctor's reality, that is still within this era, and I don't think the Timeless Child really changes anything outside of this era. It's very much contained within this era. You could take an episode like Name of the Doctor, that is very much in its own era. It's exploring what Moffat wanted to explore throughout Series 7 or Series 7B, so to speak. So, as you can see, it's not something that should really be worried about, and I don't think the BBC is worried about it either. Yes, The Timeless Children had the lowest ratings of any finale of any episode, I believe, in the revived era, but the BBC are happy with Doctor Who. It's making the money, it's a worldwide brand, it's not going anywhere. So, I don't think there's anything to worry about with Doctor Who at the moment. There's the controversy with the Timeless Child. I think a lot of it is fans making up some kind of controversy as something to talk about, or something to hate on in the show. If you look at the Twitter comments for most of the Doctor Who Twitter accounts, whether that's the BBC America Doctor Who account, or even the British Doctor Who account, they're largely people replying with, I didn't watch the episode, it was bad, I won't watch the episode until Jodie and Chibnall are fired. And those people don't want to give it a chance. I doubt they've seen an episode of the 13th Doctor and Chibnall, so a lot of people just don't like the idea of the 13th Doctor and the Doctor being a female, which I never understand, but I'm not going to delve into in this video because that's a whole different kind of words that I don't want to open. But yeah, like I said, the Timeless Child doesn't really change much in Doctor Who in the grand scheme of things. If anything is added to it, because as it's going forward from that, you can have a whole range of actors as well that say they couldn't commit to doing a full series. Like, say, obviously Jodie Whittaker was considering not being the Doctor going into Series 11 because she had other commitments. She had a child she wanted to take care of, and she wasn't sure if she could commit to the whole filming schedule of Doctor Who, because, how many of you know, but Doctor Who's filming schedule is pretty much 11 months of the year, I want to say. 10 or 11 months of the year. It is a very rigorous filming schedule. And not many actors are in the position to commit to that much filming for one show. They want to keep their schedules open just in case things come up that they might want to partake in. So, having this whole Timeless Child thing, you could have the potential for guest doctors coming in, and say having a little arc, say having a 5-episode arc, having a 3-episode arc where you explore that doctor, you get to know that doctor for a little bit, and then they're gone again. Maybe they come back again in the future. There is an unlimited amount of potential here, because there's an unlimited amount of doctors that we can have, and all of the people who were fan casting, I'd love this person to play the Doctor, now they can. That's the beauty of this whole Timeless Child thing. You could have anybody be the Doctor that you really, realistically wanted to. As long as it's within the show's budget, of course, then they can get them. And especially with there was a poll going around. I believe it was only for the BBC America accounts. If you're I think it was if you signed up to BBC America or something. They were circulating around a poll where they were asking how that you'd prefer Doctor Who Series 13 to be structured, whether you want it to be 10 consecutive episodes or 2 5-episode arcs. So one's focused around one arc, one's focused around another, so like Series 7. And I honestly feel that could work. It would also open the window for other companions to return. Say, if Noel Clarke wanted to return, he wanted to reprise his role as Mickey Smith, then he could for 5 episodes, and then he could go back, say he wanted to film Bulletproof again, he could go back and film that. He has a lot more room to work with in his schedule, and a lot of actors can come back to the show and fulfill a little 5-episode arc and then go off and do their own thing rather than having to commit to a regular role in the series. Say, like, the main current Doctor that we have would have to, or say Mandip Gill is going to have to, I believe it's just Mandip Gill continuing for Series 13, so like something like Mandip Gill. If John Barrowman wanted to return, he doesn't have to be a regular. We could have Jack for 5 episodes, he could go away, and then he could be sporadic after that. Like, I don't see the issue with this whole Timeless Child thing and what they've done with Series 12. If anything, it's expanded the show, like I said. So, yeah, I just wanted to get my opinions out on there and just kind of have a conversational video with you guys. So, feel free to, leave what your thoughts are on all this down in the comment section below. Just try and keep it positive, because in times like this, I really don't want anything negative going around, especially on YouTube. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!